Eid fanfare continues with cultural festivals taking center stage. North airstrikes eliminate terrorists in Zamfara. Nigerians react to impact of long public holidays on economic productivity. And on the foreign scene, Mali's junta suspends political party activities until further notice. Hello and thanks for joining us on the News Hour tonight. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Now the news. The traditional Hawan Sariki traces its history to 1906 in Katsina during the reign of the then Emir Muhammadu Diko. The essence of the visit is for the Emir to pay Salah homage and convey messages from his subjects to the resident general, who was head of administration then, for onward review and implementation. To date, the tradition has been preserved by the emirs and the authorities that be. Abdullah Yamadi takes a look at the tradition and its relevance to the good people of Katsina State. His report.
For many Katsina residents, the Grand Hawan Sariki is a combination of fanfare, entertainment, as well as a tradition to behold. As early as 7 a.m., the Emir and his entourage, consisting of district heads and traditional title holders, set out from the Emirate Council to the government house to meet the governor and his officials to exchange pleasantries. On a day like this, the Emir and his entourage, adorned in traditional regalia, move in a procession displaying horsemanship from Kofarsoro to the old government house, accompanied by dancers and singers to accomplish the mission.
The Hawan Sariki and Hawan Sallah. Yesterday we have seen this. This is special edition farewell to His Royal Highness the Emir of Katsina.
The procession is greeted by these patiently waiting crowds to catch a glimpse of the Grand Hawan Sariki procession while cheering, praising, and praying for the Emir. On arrival at the venue, the Emir Abdul Mumin Kabir Usman receives a rousing welcome from the crowd and delivers his Salah message with immediate feedback from Governor Dikorada. I urge the government to introduce more welfare packages to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship. Let me quickly thank the Malam Dikorada's administration for what was done so far in that direction. But we need more because people are really suffering.
We
have assured the citizens of our commitment to providing security, to improvement in education and other sectors of development of our state.
The Emir Abdul Mumin Kabir Usman, who was well protected by the strong and fearless palace guards, keeps acknowledging cheers from the crowd in appreciation for their love to him, from the government house to the terminal point at Kofarsoro in Katsina.
And we want to sincerely thank on behalf of His Excellency the Governor, his special guest,
Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Such colorful procession. Now let's go to Bauchi State, where residents have expressed satisfaction with this year's annual traditional Salah Durbar, describing the festival as memorable. They stated this while speaking with Trust TV on the sidelines of this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration in this state. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has more.
The usual traditional Salah Durbar known as Hawan Daushe was conducted peacefully in Bauchi State, with different traditional title holders across the emirate taking part in the colorful display. Visitors who come from far and wide to celebrate with people of Bauchi say it was a memorable outing.
I am very delighted because I have never witnessed a Durbar procession like this one. There are a lot of changes in terms of peace and unprecedented development throughout the state, and I'm so elated by what we saw today. We expected to see colorful Durbar during the Eid al-Fitr Salah celebration, and this is exactly what we are witnessing now, in good health and a peaceful atmosphere. Our political and traditional leaders have also done very well. It has never happened like this before. We are really enjoying this moment.
You can see from them, despite the hardship, the economy is very down, the rising of dollar day out. But you can see people, you can see smiling in the faces of people celebrating this Salah. So it's a wonderful one. We can rate it as the best in our time.
Honestly, this is a memorable Hawan Daushe I've ever witnessed. It has so many colorful displays, and as you can see, we are gorgeously dressed to celebrate the festival. We thank God for our lives, and we are very grateful to witness this Salah celebration in good health.
The State Governor Bala Mohammed expressed satisfaction with the event and acknowledged the role of traditional institutions and community leadership in maintaining peace across the state. He said such efforts will not go unnoticed and urged them to maintain the age-long tradition that was being marked for the 101st time since inception of the Durbar. On his part, the Emir of Bauchi, Dr. Rulwanu Suleiman Adamu, who expressed delight at the successful completion of Ramadan fast, also advised people to conduct themselves responsibly during and after the Eid al-Fitr Salah celebration. Adami Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now move over to Kefi, where the Emir, Shehu Chindo Yamusa, has called on the federal government to support farmers, invest in education, and also support the private sector to ensure development in the country. He made the call in his Eid al-Fitr message shortly after the Durbar in commemoration of the 2024 Salah celebration. Noel Sampson was there and files in this report.
The Durbar Festival is an ancient traditional annual Hausa cultural, religious and equestrian festival celebrated as a core part of the Arewa Hausa culture. Durbar, which has existed for centuries, is an essential part of the Hausa kingdom and is also used to mark the end of Ramadan. The Emir of Kefi, shortly after the Durbar, which is organized to mark the Eid celebration, called for love among Nigerians as it is the only way forward for the nation.
I would like to draw the attention of all of us in the country that we must love one another. We must be ready to support one another. If we are ready to do that, we will lessen the burden on the government, and then everybody will be engaged in love and protection of individuals. When you refuse to support your neighbor will also take his face away from your area where there is potential danger. He will not draw your attention. So we must be supportive to each other, and we must love each other.
He also appealed to the federal government to support farmers, private sector, as well as agencies responsible for the security of the country.
The subsidy should go to farmers so that it will encourage them and farm a lot of food for the country and other countries around us. The government cannot do it alone by giving our children work in various offices. They must support the private sector. They must relax some laws for the private sector to expand so that the expansion will support by bringing employment opportunities to our graduates. And also, I would like to draw the attention of the government on security. Security is not one man's assignment, it's everybody's assignment. And this can only be done through supporting institutions.
This joyous festival marks the end of Ramadan, a month of fasting, spiritual reflection, and devotion. From Kefi in Nasarawa State, Noel Samson, Trust TV.
Over in Mina, activities marking the Eid al-Fitr celebrations in the Niger State capital were negatively impacted by the economic situation hardship across the country. Trust TV's Abubakar Kote, who visited some recreational centers, spoke with some parents who shared their experiences about the celebration.
At the KFF and Murtala amusement parks, some parents took time out with their children to celebrate the festival. But the celebration was different from those of previous years, as the streets of Mina did not bubble with irregular activities. Some parents attributed it to the economic downturn in the country.
As a parent, I have to celebrate with my family, especially my children, my wife. And one of the things I would normally do after Salah or second day of Salah or the third day of Salah during the holiday is to take them out like this, mingle with their mates, their age mates, have fun, gather with other children and their parents, see how the children will be happy and what will make them to feel that we are also celebrating a festival of peace. See, many parents are here with different children, and the way they are looking as if they are from the same family. Because the difference here, last year I was here for the same place for the same festival. It was even the third day after the Salah, but this place was filled up. So, but you know, with the situation of the country now, I can relate it to the economic situation of the country. Many parents would love to show their children love by bringing them here. Maybe it's not everybody that might be capable of bringing them, have fun with them the way it is.
The Salah is very nice, very fantastic. So I brought my children so that they will come and flex, they will enjoy their Salah. So they were happy. They say, "Mommy, I will not go home today." They will stay. I say, "No, when it's time, we'll go." So they enjoy the place, the environment is friendly.
Children use the period to learn how to ride bicycle and motorcycle with as low as 50 naira and 100 naira. Harsh weather conditions also impacted negatively on the Salah activities in the city. Checks by Trust TV showed that the weather condition in Mina was 41 degrees Celsius, which some parents believe was too hot to take children out except those with personal cars. However, some business owners, such as soft drink and sachet water vendors, made breaks at the recreational centers. Abubakar Akote, Trust TV News, Mina.
Similarly, as Muslims in Nigeria join their counterparts the world over to celebrate the end of the Ramadan fast, residents of Kaduna metropolis say they marked Salah amidst the prevailing economic hardship in the country. According to them, despite the hardship, they managed to celebrate Salah within the limits of their purchasing power in order to share in the joy of the season. Trust TV's Bello Musa visited a family at Malali and Kabaladoki, both in Kaduna North local government, and brings us this experience of a typical family celebration during Salah.
It is a joyous moment for Muslims across the globe as they celebrate another Eid al-Fitr. This family celebrates Salah at home using the moment to strengthen the bond that exists among them.
It's part of the celebration. You know, it is a time for reflection. We reflect on the period of worship and the prayers as well, and as well as learning, because we pray, we worship, and we learn through the month of Ramadan. It teaches a lot of good things. It teaches to be kind, to be fair, to be honest, to be just, you know.
Though they spent the period within the confines of the family, yet the children are full of excitement.
I'm happy to reach this day because many people are no more in this world.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. We are happy for witnessing Eid al-Fitr because many more Like plenty people wish to reach this day, but unfortunately, they are no more. So Alhamdulillah, we are happy and we hope Ayisala Lafia.
Alhamdulillah, me and my brothers and my family were into happiness today because we are happy.
This is Kabaladoki, a densely populated area in Kaduna metropolis. It is a tradition here, and especially in the north, that after people leave the Eid ground to their homes, one would see people in groups eating and drinking together from the same plate within the various communities. Although this is gradually disappearing due to economic hardships in the country, these youth at Kabaladoki who are still managed to maintain the tradition are, however, lamenting the cost of living in the country. Life has not been easy with people. The only thing that brought succor to people was the assistance rendered them by those who have a little to spare. I am happy to see the Eid al-Fitr. Despite the economic hardship, we fasted and celebrated Salah because our faith in God. Celebrating the day used to be glamorous, fun, and a time of visiting family and friends. A practice that is declining as life gets tougher with each passing day. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Still on the spirit of the Salah celebration, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant Tarid Lagbaja, has urged Nigerians to renew their faith in security as the Army works to get rid of terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping in the country. The Army Chief, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, stated this through the Theatre Commander of Operation Hadinkai, Major General Wahid Shoibu, during a Ramadan Salah luncheon with recruiting troops and other officers at the May Malari cantonment. While commending the troops for their successive operations, Major General Shoibu appreciated the President for the support to the Army. He noted that the federal government and its office is aware of their commitment and sacrifice in the fight against insurgency, oil theft, banditry, and kidnapping across the country, revealing that it will make welfare of soldiers, officers, including fallen heroes' family, a top priority.
The only way to reciprocate this is by redoubling your efforts at creating the right environment for peace and economic prosperity of our people and our country. I challenge you not to rest on your oars as we continue to work with our sister services and other security agencies in implementing strategic policies of government through successful operational activities and effective tactical actions. The Nigerian Army remains committed, dedicated, and focused on ensuring the total defeat of insurgents, marauding bandits, and other forms of external and internal threats to our dear country.
In security matters, the Nigerian Air Force says its airstrikes have killed several terrorists in Zamfara State. The terrorists were eliminated at the camps of kingpins Abdullah Nasanda in Zurumi local government area and Malam Tokro in Gusau local government area. NAF spokesperson, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, who disclosed this in a statement on Thursday, said the airstrikes were conducted after intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions. He said the airstrikes were also extended to Kanikawa in Maradun town under Maradun local government of Zamfara State, where terrorists, their enclaves, and equipment were attacked and destroyed. The Nigerian Navy is currently holding 3 of its personnel and a civilian in close custody while investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of one Ifeanyi Richard Onuamebu, a civilian staff member at the Nigerian Navy Reference Hospital in Navy Town, Ojo, Lagos State. In a statement released on Thursday by Commodore Iwuya Adams Aliu, the Nigerian Navy expressed sadness over Onomebu's demise and the events leading up to it. According to the statement, Victor, a long-standing employee of the Nigerian Navy Reference Hospital, was found dead in his office after an altercation with individuals had taken place. The statement acknowledged his integral role within the Navy family, having served diligently since 2009 in the laboratory department. The statement further revealed that on March 31, 2024, Victor was found lifeless in his office following an altercation 4 days earlier with a civilian woman and some Navy personnel at the Navy Town Barracks. Consequently, all individuals suspected to be involved in the altercation were identified and currently in custody. Selling security in Ebonyi State, gunmen on Thursday attacked a police checkpoint along the Abakaliki-Enugu highway, setting a patrol van belonging to the police ablaze. The incident happened at Ishieke Junction on the outskirts of Abakaliki town. Sources in the area claimed that gunmen killed one police officer and abducted another, but this could not be independently verified at the time of filing this report. Police spokesperson in Ebonyi, Joshua Okandu, confirmed the attack, but however denied knowledge of the killing or abduction of any police officer, saying reports from the scene were still sketchy. The incident came barely 3 weeks after 4 police officers and 2 civilians were killed in an attack on another checkpoint at Hilltop Junction. Initially set for Tuesday and Wednesday, the federal government elongated the Eid public holiday to Thursday, prompting further extensions in certain states to encompass the entire week. In the midst of this elongated break, Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail samples the opinions of Nigerians with concerns about productivity stagnation as citizens weigh the advantages and disadvantages of public holidays.
Federal civil servants are currently enjoying a 3-day respite for the 2024 Eid al-Fitr, while counterparts in select states will have an extended 4-day recess. Yet, dissenting voices raise concerns about the impact of this extended inactivity on the nation's productivity. Already, business operators and citizens in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, are decrying the impact of the long break on their livelihood.
If you go to the market now, you see the market is less busy because most people on the selling on the market are Muslim outsiders. So if you go to the market now, you don't see people. The market is not busy, so transactions are not going as well as they are supposed to be because of the extension of the Salah holiday. So to me, I think it's too much. 4 days is too much, and it's already weekend already. So it's like the whole week is gone for the Salah until next week now. So that's what I can say for the Salah holiday.
As some business operators worry over dwindling customer turnout and patronage during holidays, some have expressed apprehension over accessing essential banking services for seamless operations. Financial institutions' suspension of over-the-counter services on holidays compounds their concerns.
The holiday that I thought that is very necessary to have holiday, sure, but the extent will affect many things. Maybe to go to bank, transaction of money, maybe somebody wants to send you money, through all those things may affect one thing and the other. But at least for the economic of the country today, you should have at least a little holiday. If the holiday be extended, we will not have enough cash to give us, and bank is not working. It may affect something and economic in the country in the process of now.
On the flip side, vendors at recreational centers in Abuja say business is booming as they record more sales during the holiday, thanks to the recent extension.
Say people cannot be able to come markets when it's working day, but holiday day, everybody can go anywhere and visiting people and do other things, and things are going well for us. Like customers are increasing.
Critics have urged the Nigerian government to trim the number of public holidays, drawing parallels with developed nations where civil servants work through holidays to bolster productivity and service efficacy. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, while many Nigerians workers are currently enjoying the holiday celebrations, a distinct group remains undeterred by the festivities, those who diligently ply their trade at motor parks. From drivers to vendors, road transport officials to logistics companies, these individuals sustain the bustling atmosphere at parks regardless of the holiday season. In this report, Trust TV's Sagir Ibrahim engages with these resilient workers, delving into their perspectives on walking through every condition.
While millions of Nigerians see the holiday season as an opportunity to relax and make merry, the Utako Motor Park, just like other parks across Nigeria, remains ever bustling with activities. On the occasion of this year's Eid al-Fitr celebrations, it is business as usual at this motor park, with the regular traffic in and out of the vicinity unaffected. Drivers, traders, among others who frequent the park and rely on it for their daily needs, say the current state of the economy has left them with little choice than to show up every day to make ends meet.
As the country they be like this now, everybody hustle. If you know hustle, you know feature because the price of the food myself, oh boy, you know they easy because pure water na 15 naira one. Why 3 pure water na 100 naira. So those things I make us with the hustle day by day. We no feel rest because if you rest, say we live for government now, everywhere don't cast.
If you say you won't sit down, they rest now. How will you take meat up? Feed your family. They make things hard every day. And if you see anybody thief small thing now, they will say they will put them for prison every day at the road so that I will meet up, feed my family. Because things is hard.
I did not Lagos now 22,000 naira. Before where they carry Lagos 12,000 naira. What thing can happen like that? Person go, they want to kill us. Look at me now. Me since in the morning I don't eat. How about our brothers? What do our fee collect to give them? Now transport money is cost. How person go come collect the boat to 22,000 naira? 8 person have 2 children with another thing. How much you can pay?
On why most of them didn't travel for the Salah celebrations, they say the cost of interstate transportation is the culprit.
Oga, transport before 3,000 going to Kebbi State, now on 11,000 to Enazua. Go and count 30,000.
It is better to send the money to them to eat. We'll remain here to continue the struggle. How do you travel for Salah when you don't even have money to buy and sew a new clothes? Sometimes what to eat is even a problem. If you check the cost of transport from here to Katsina is now 15,000 naira. Today is the second day of Salah. Look around. Everyone is still around. No one traveled because if you do, they will look at you as if you're rich. How do I go home when there is nothing to take to them? At home, they put their hope on God and then on me. Everything they eat is from me. Meaning if I go home, we'll all go hungry. This business used to be profitable, but now everything is just expensive. I'm scared to go back because it is not safe, but my family are there. It's better for me to be here and worry about them than to go there and we'll all be worried. So whatever I have, I send to them to enable them travel themselves from where they are so they can be safe elsewhere. The state of Nigeria's economy has left much to be desired among citizens. The transport workers say that until the situation improves, they are left with no option than to fend for their families from a distance. Sagir Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Abuja.
There you have it, the effects of economic hardship and insecurity on the Salah celebrations. This is the News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up ahead. Despite increasing electricity prices, business owners decry poor supply as energy costs rise. When we return, please do stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's the News Hour on Trust TV. Now a look at some of our top stories. Eid fanfare continues with cultural festivals taking center stage. And we told you that NAF airstrikes eliminate terrorists in Zamfara. Now to more stories on health matters. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has recalled Benylin pediatric syrup manufactured by Johnson & Johnson following recent toxicity findings in the laboratory on the product. Now, NAFDAC said laboratory analysis conducted on the product showed that it contained an unacceptably high level of diethylene glycol and was found to cause acute oral toxicity in laboratory animals. The agency disclosed this on its website on Wednesday. NAFDAC said it had directed the marketing authorization holder of the Benylin pediatric syrup, Johnson & Johnson Company in West Africa, to initiate the recall of the batch, adding that the notice will also be uploaded to the WHO Global Surveillance and Monitoring System. The details of the product show that the product is manufactured by Johnson & Johnson in Cape Town, South Africa, with batch number 329304. The product was manufactured in May 2021 and is to expire this month, April 2024. Joining us via phone call to speak further on the NAFDAC recall is Dr. Akbo Ibuta, Vice President, Medical Initiative for Africa. Thank you, Dr. Ibuta, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Now, do you think the efforts of NAFDAC is enough to stop the distribution of this dangerous product?
Well, sincerely speaking, 1 in every 5 Africans is a Nigerian. We have a population of 230 million people. Most of these are in rural areas with all the geo picture of rural areas, poor access to access road, poor access to health information, poor access to health services. This is in addition to a significantly porous border that allows a significant movement of fast-moving goods, in addition to a high number of significantly suboptimally regulated pharmaceutical outlets. So we have pharmacies, patent medicine dealers, we have even the health purveyors who go around with drugs in baskets to sell, and then in addition to this, we import a significant percentage of our drugs from foreign countries. If you put all of this against what has happened, you will maybe not be surprised that NAFDAC was only able to detect that this was a substandard product that was very harmful after 35 months of shipping in this product into the country. And NAFDAC was agreed or put out a notice to recall the drug on the month that the drug expired. So even if NAFDAC decided not to recall this drug, in any case, this drug would have expired. So it shows us that the enormous work NAFDAC has to do and the challenge that NAFDAC is facing. That tells us that a lot still needs to be done. All hope is not lost. The people who are producing and importing fake drugs have not gone to sleep. We too, therefore, cannot go to sleep. So NAFDAC needs to up their game. They need to deploy technology, innovative and disruptive technology. They need to be able to network and partner with organizations, both private and government, that have national presence. And that partnership will allow NAFDAC to show some presence in some of these rural areas, nooks and crannies that are difficult to produce.
All right, Doctor. So you're already veering into my second question. So I'm just going to ask it so you could just tie it up together now. With what has happened, what does this really say? Because you've already basically said it, our regulations on food and medical products, it seems like we don't have a full grip on it. So just what does this actually really say about the whole thing generally on food and medicine? Because this is just the medicine, but we probably have foods that are bad and expired, and we rarely actually hear things about them.
Well, NAFDAC must give Nigerians hope. NAFDAC must innovatively and disruptively solve this problem, because like I said, the people who are importing fake drugs into Nigeria are not going to sleep. The people who are also producing substandard drugs are not sleeping. So for example, in terms of production side, NAFDAC needs to be able to regulate the inflow of substandard drugs at the ports. NAFDAC needs to have some presence. I know there's an arrangement for NAFDAC to test drugs and get some certifications before drugs are shipped in, but there should be another process that confirms that what was certified in paper is what we are seeing at the ports coming in. Then when you look at the number of outlets for drug distribution, we have hundreds of thousands. Most people have patent medicine vendors. They have a pharmacy outlet or a community drug distribution network and all of that. NAFDAC must come up with a strategy that deploys technology to monitor all of these outlets, ensure that these outlets are properly licensed. And it's not only NAFDAC. Some other stakeholders like the Pharmaceutical Association of Nigeria, whose members are responsible for drug distribution, were also part of this. So they need to be able to talk to their members and find ways of preventing Nigerians from being exposed to medication.
All right,
like
Doctor. So we'll have on want of time, just our last question just before we let you go. Now, we know that it's a big issue with WHO getting involved now. What do you think should be done, the action that should be taken against companies that do not regulate their products?
Well, this particular product, we have known that it is dangerous and life-threatening since 1937, when it first caused deaths in the U.S. Since then, we've had all kinds of reports of death in South Africa, Spain, Nigeria, 1990 and 2008, and Brazil, Haiti, and Argentina. So this drug is an established agent of death. It is colorless, it is odorless, and it is sweet. That is why purveyors of fake and substandard drug utilize it as a diluent. But it is an established cause of death. So this is enough basis for people who import, distribute, and market this drug to be charged for criminal, a deliberate attempt to cause criminal harm or manslaughter, as the case may be, when death occurs. So we need to dig up this matter so that it will serve as a deterrent. And when people think of importing fake drugs into Nigeria, they will be discouraged. The company that provided this drug is in South Africa. And the federal government needs to look into it. Our foreign policy has to accommodate some of these deterrent measures so that the companies that, because of our high dependence on importation, companies that are going to do this kind of thing are discouraged from doing that.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It's been very informative and enlightening having you tonight on the News Hour. Due to want of time, we can't go more into the discuss, but thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That was Dr. Agbo Ebutu, Vice President, Medical Initiative for Africa, speaking on the recall of the Benylin Pediatrics syrup. Now to more stories. Contrary to what the Kaduna Police Command has stated, members of the Shakt movement say 7 of their members were killed, 21 were arrested, and many hospitalized during their procession that turned violent in Kaduna. And the chairman of the Resource Forum of the Islamic Movement, Abdullah Danladi, disclosed this at a press conference in Kaduna. Here's the report.
Professor Aladi, who expressed disappointment that security operatives attacked peaceful protesters who were armless, also wondered why security agents exerted their power on peaceful protesters while kidnappers and bandits continue to operate freely in the country.
This year's International Coast Day was marked globally as usual on Friday, 5th April 2024. The well-organized, peaceful demonstrations staged by unarmed men, women and children, and even the physically challenged, was conducted to commiserate with the Palestinians and condemn the genocide being perpetrated by Israel in Gaza. The police, however, with full combat-ready force, came in tens of vehicles carrying heavy arms and clamped down on the peaceful demonstrators.
The movement, which has threatened legal action, demands that perpetrators be identified and punished accordingly.
We are considering the situation. Certainly, will not just end up, if nothing is done, certainly we'll take legal actions and try to pursue this into the latter, so that these criminals must be brought to book.
Recall that the police public relations officer in Kaduna, ASP Mansur Hassan, who had earlier debunked allegations that personnel of the force killed members of the IMN, also insisted that no live ammunition was used to disperse the protesters, but however confirmed that 3 personnel were injured and taken to hospital for treatment. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
We go over to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, where business owners say the poor distribution of electricity in the areas causing a major setback to those who depend on public power supply for survival. According to them, if the government does not act fast, most smallholder businesses will fold and thousands of families put into tougher economic conditions. Jimmy Adzande reports.
Artisans are the most affected in this near absence of power supply in Benue State. With sharp rents to pay and families to feed, they say the situation is getting tougher with each passing day.
It has not been easy because there is no light to can work, and the line of my business is light. If there is no light, you can't work. And I have people too that they work for me, and normally without like now, look, I have diesel. It's expensive. I can't buy diesel to work.
It's our business, no they move. That light, we cannot do any work. So in this my business, I need steady light. Like throughout yesterday, there is no light. So we can't do anything without light.
The artisans and business owners are urging the government to tackle the challenge of power supply in the country in order to encourage entrepreneurship.
Us, electricity is problem now. We are facing so many challenges in electricity. Sometimes they will give us light, they will flash it and take it. And our customers too, they are complaining of it. Sometimes the light will come. Sometimes the light will not last like 1 hour. So we are begging the federal government and our state government too. Let them help us. We are facing so many challenges. There are some of us that without this light, we can't do anything.
So it's very frustrating because you have people who come, I deal with lights. Most items I sell, most electrical things I sell has to do with light. So I need to test them. I need an energy source. So when somebody comes to buy bulb, how do I sell when there's no light? Because the person will tell me, how do I know it's working? The only way to assure the person is working is by testing it. So most gadgets I have here, electric stove, blender and the rest of them. When I want to sell, I need a power source to test run it so that the customer or the consumer can be convinced and be able to purchase the item. So it's a very big challenge.
In the past, most private businesses were run by alternative power sources like the generators. However, with the rising cost of diesel and premium motor spirit, it seems only the government can save these jobs and families of these artisans from the looming hunger and poverty in Nigeria. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
We're still staying with the power-related issues. Now, the minister, Adebayo Adelabu, has apologized to Nigerians for saying that they keep freezers on for days due to low electricity tariff. Quote, anything we have said that is considered offensive, we are sorry about that, end of quote. Adelabu said with slight remorse on Thursday. The minister had come under fire by many Nigerians in the last 1 week for his comment, which was considered offensive. Adelabu had told journalists in Abuja on April 4, 2024 that Nigerians lack the culture of electricity consumption management because of cheap power supply. He had made the statement after the government announced tariff increase for Band A consumers. The minister's comment generated outrage, with some persons calling for his removal. However, Adelabu on Thursday expressed regret over his comment, saying it was never intended to insult the sensibilities of Nigerians in any way. You're still on to News Hour on Trust Elevation. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. It's now time for Business News Update with Yusuf Akogo.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akogu. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called on the federal government to provide special support mechanism to strategic companies and industries that play critical roles in achieving inclusive economic growth. In a statement on Wednesday, Director General of LCCI, Chinyere Alumona, attributed recent improvement recorded in the nation's economy to the game-changing interventions of key players in the private sector. Alumona acknowledged the significant impact that Dangote Refinery is beginning to make on the Nigerian economy, particularly in achieving national self-sufficiency in the production of diesel and aviation fuel. She equally acknowledged the game-changing interventions from the commencement of international flights to the United Kingdom by Air Peace. Barely 1 week after the new tariff regime, which increased electricity costs by 231% for Category A consumers, there are indications that power supply capacity is grossly inadequate to meet the 20 hours per day minimum benchmark for the new tariff while accommodating other categories of consumers. The 11 discos operating in the electricity sector are allocated just 3,236 megawatts, thereby constraining them from delivering a minimum of 20 hours power supply to consumers under Band A nationwide. Reports say no improvement has been made since the new tariff came into force last week. The new multi-year tariff order that raised electricity rates for about 2 million consumers to 225 naira per kilowatt from 68 naira per kilowatt is running under power generation stranded at 4,200 megawatts in the past 7 days. Pension managers affiliated to foreign partners are now intensifying transfer of accumulated pension assets to their home countries. The pension administrators are driven by instability in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Reports revealed that about 416.4 billion naira was moved out of Nigeria to overseas financial investment in January this year alone, far more than 251.1 billion naira in the fourth quarter of 2023. Pension observers said if this trend continues, the first quarter inflow may hit 1 trillion naira. Eid-el-Fitr holidays continue today in Nigeria as major businesses remain closed. Now let's see the global stock market for today. Now to the FX market. Naira continued to gain against the greenback on all trading platforms. Let's see today's market data. Oil prices slipped on Thursday as persistent inflation dampened rate cut optimism, but stay near 6-month high as investors brace for a potential attack on Israeli interests by Iran. At the London market, Brent crude sells for $90 per barrel. For the OPEC basket, price steadies at $90 per barrel also. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
Thank you, Yusuf Okogu, for business. Now let's get away from Nigeria. Malian authorities on Wednesday issued a decree banning political party activities amid calls on the ruling army junta to organize elections. The announcement was made by the government spokesperson on state television on Wednesday evening. Abdullahi Megi said the ban on political activities was made in the interest of maintaining public order. The statement did not specify any threats to public order emanating from political parties. There was no indication on when the suspension will be lifted. Mali has been under army rule since August of 2020. Last September, the junta indicated it would renege on a promise to organize elections meant to bring back civilian rule this past February, citing technical reasons. No new election promises have been made. So along the forums, and dozens of prisoners escaped from a prison in the Comoros capital, Moroni, on Thursday morning by walking out of the main gate, the public prosecutor and government said. The escape of 38 inmates from Moroni prison, the Indian Ocean Island archipelago's largest penitentiary, was caused by the negligence of security guards, public prosecutor Ali Mohammed said. He noted that the prisoners escaped through the normal gate, adding that authorities have started an investigation into what happened. Government spokesperson Humaid Saidi said the escape appeared to have been pre-planned. It's time for sports with Adeni Ajishafe.
Super Falcons coach Randy Wardrum is planning ahead of the Olympics after picking the ticket at the expense of Bayana of South Africa. Wardrum acknowledged Super Falcons' defensive strength, calling for more fan support and collaboration with the Nigerian Football Federation as they focus on improving offensive play. Randy praised Falcons' defensive record, highlighting that they only conceded few goals in one of their last 9 matches. However, the coach recognizes the need for a more potent attack, emphasizing the importance of time and preparation to refine the attacking tactics. Wardrum expressed his gratitude to the fans, the NFF and Nigerians for their unwavering support as Paris 2024 Olympics is approaching. Super Falcons are ready to tackle the challenge as the technical crew focus on offensive improvement, aiming at better performance in Paris facing Japan, Brazil and Spain in Group C. And still on football, International Federation of Association Football, FIFA, said it will consider changes to its policy that blocks league matches from being played in other countries as part of an agreement with the soccer promoter to dismiss the world governing body from a lawsuit challenging the policy. Relevant sports lawyer Jeffrey Kessler filed a letter in the United States District Court in Manhattan stating that FIFA and his client agreed to the dismissal. Keller said FIFA agreed to abide by any injunction arising from the suit, which also includes the U.S. Soccer Federation as a defendant, though the agreement did not alter the suit against the USSF. In October 2018, FIFA said its ruling council adopted a policy that emphasized the sporting principle that official league matches must be played within the territory of the respective member association. Barcelona then withdrew its commitment to play in Florida. FIFA and relevant sports have agreed to resolve this matter, while FIFA considers changes to its existing rules to grow the game. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
On a sad note, a former governor of Abia State, Nigerianews, is dead. Reports say Onu, the 72-year-old, died on Thursday morning at an Abuja hospital. One of his kinsmen in Ebonyi, who confirmed his death, said the former governor had been ill for some time, adding that his family had planned to fly him abroad after the summer break. Onu, who hailed from Ebonyi State, was the first civilian governor of Abia and Nigeria's Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation from November 2015 until his resignation in 2022. After working as a teacher and later as a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, Nigerianews started his political career as an aspirant for a senatorial seat in the Old Imo State on the platform of the National Party of Nigeria, NPN. He contested for the position of governor of Abia State in 1991 under the umbrella of the National Republican Convention and won. He was sworn in as the first executive governor of the state in January 1992 and was the first chairman of the Conference of Nigerian Elected Governors. In November 2015, he was appointed Minister of Science and Technology by then-President Muhammadu Buhari. He resigned his appointment in 2022. May his soul rest in peace. And that's part of our package tonight on News Hour. For more news, documentary and programs, please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thanks for joining us. Good night.